This is us taking off for the Blewitt Pass trip. It is a balmy, how warm do you think it is, Bri? It's not 50, but it's probably 40 degrees. No snow so far except on the ground. Maybe there's some snow coming. I don't know, we got some blue skies. Yeah, not enough snow to put on the snowshoes yet, but we'll get there. We just took our layer break and come into a little bit of an impediment here in the road. How long? 1 hour, 10 minutes at the top.
So this is our Blewitt Pass. No snow, or barely any snow. Yeah, so we brought our sleds up and
It's also really warm, it's 40 degrees.
yeah. So we're just going down to get our gear because this used to be our sledding hill. Wonder if it'll snow tonight, like that snowstorm.
Show off your lean-to. How'd you put it up? Bungee cord or what? Using stakes back there?
No, logs.
Dead men. Using logs as dead men. Now what are you going to do? Take it easy? Play some cards?
Alright, we just woke up. It snowed about 1/8 of an inch. Pretty much nothing. Everything's frozen over. We have pretty much no new snow, a little bit. Just a little dusting. As you can see, we have some on our lean-to. So that's pretty much it. Nothing. Breakfast? I'm packing up.
But if we keep on going down, we'll hit the trail at the bottom of this little thing. Yeah, see, that's why we want to have someone on the back. Well, I see the trail down there to the left. If I were you here, I would go to the right over the grass. Otherwise it's going to flip over going down the thing. Yeah, is this where we put on snowshoes? Yeah, I don't want them under my arm though. I think we should mark this place because I think that this is the best, easiest way up.
Yeah, we went from over there.
Okay, for the record, I think that we've found the easiest way up to our campsite at Blewitt. It's here. There's like this kind of ridge that comes down that's like an easier slope than we take. And the trail, if we stay on the trail, comes around to this point, which I think is about 100, 150 yards away from where we typically turn off and go on up. There's a loop that goes around the knoll here, and we're on the trail a little bit further. So I think that what happens is you come up and take a right further up there, and come up this way, go on the back side, you come to this ridge here, which is an easy climb up to the knoll. All right, take 10:25. Okay, take off. Is that where we headed up yesterday? Okay, so here's that other trail. So this is where the trails break apart. I'll move down here a little bit further. So if you go left, it will go clockwise around the knoll. If you go right, this trail will go counterclockwise around the knoll. So, and here's this marker that says 146. So at this marker, we go to the marker that says 146, go about 50 yards more. Is that 50 yards? Not even that. 30 to 50 yards more, and then you can take a left and go up that backside, that ridge. Alrighty. Okay, so when we get to this sign, we are about, keep on going further up. And this sign right here too. This is where the trail goes off to the right on your way up. And this is about, what are we, about 200 yards, 300 yards further? Or maybe an eighth of a mile further up the trail here to where the Diamond Lookout Trail kind of branches off.
Go.
Okay, so tie this onto the back of the thing, we're using Blewitt. Start like this, loop, loop, and where you want to have the loop. So then you tie the knot. Wrap comes out of the hole, around the tree, back in the hole. Tight. Get you rolling. And back here, you'll do a double figure eight. Just going to do it with a loop on it. Let this board in. One on this side. So with two loops, I'm just going to go and do my figure eight. Back around,
Try come down here.
around, back on out. And that's another way to make a nice plumber loop. And so that I'm going to use what we're doing to tie on to the, I'll just loop it through my backpack strap, get going. And then I just do it at the end. It's probably more leash than we need, but I can hold this leash while we're going wherever I want it to be. And just for style points, I got this extra line, so I'm going to do an overhand knot over.
Sweet.
Alright, so now you see that we got this leash on the back of the sled. Ryan's going to take off, and then we'll see how I can guide the back of the sled. This way the thing doesn't get pulled one side or another into the swale on the side of the thing. It doesn't, we were having trouble because the sled would try to pass Brian on the right or the left. So this is our rig now. You see the rope attached to the sled. Okay, Brian, you need to go left so you can go up on top of that little ridge. There we go. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of snow, so the sled doesn't make its own path. But it's good for learning experience how to maneuver this thing. So see, sometimes it goes way out. The sled tries to find its own. It finds its own lowest point. It knows where the gravity is taking it. So this is this point. It's about 2/3 of the way up the hill, and this trail kind of goes off to the right. There's a thing that says 636, and it's not marked on the map. On the way up, it's easy to mistake this for the cross-country ski trail that's almost near the top. But when you get to 636, you're probably about 2/3 of the way up. I don't know if you can see this. I'm looking directly in the sun, but it looks like there's a trail that goes off to the right. Not really a trail. Saw a deer up here somewhere. Let's see if we can see him again. Oh! If doing long periods of uphill, it's probably best to have the rope untethered so that the two people on the team can go at their own rate. Okay, so some lessons learned on the rigging. Here's how I get it set up. The ropes are tied to the end of the sled. They go through this PVC type pipe. Now I gotta turn around so I can see it. Through this PVC pipe that is in an X shape, and what we need to do is find something to tie these together. So that they stay in that X shape. What we did this time is we have the PVC rope coming out, and it's tied to loops on the bottom of the pack. What we did at the beginning to adjust it was we tied a top line hitch on that, but then every time the PVC moved forward, it undid the top line hitch. What we're thinking is the best way to go is to tie loops in the end of the thing, loops in the rope where it comes out here, and just have carabiners, and then the carabiner can quickly be attached here, or anywhere where the Scout has a pack. You just clip it right on. The other thing that we're thinking is on the back here, where we have the leash that's guiding a thing. It's nice to have a little shock absorption in there, so maybe putting some bungee material in here, so if the lead guy goes a little bit faster than the last guy, you don't have a big shock. Anything else that we learned about coming down?
You have to think about the sled when you're walking and not
So yeah, so explain what that means.
So if you're going straight, it might look good for you to walk on it, but the sled might tip over or...
Yeah, so the sled's not always in the same place that you are. You have to be thinking as if you are the sled when you're leading it, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to choose your route on the way down. You want to kind of walk in swales. If you need to make a turn, what about turns?
You want to turn your body before you walk straight, because the sled's going to turn before you.
Yeah.
At a tighter angle than you are.
Think about how an 18-wheeler makes a turn at a corner. He goes way into the intersection and then makes the turn, and then the trailer falls behind him. That's the same way that this thing works. So, anything else?
No.
Okay, cool.